Hey, fourth graders, how are you today? You should be watching this lesson on, hold on, I'm trying to get this bigger. You see me struggling over here? Today you should be watching this reading lesson on Tuesday, April 28th. We're going to talk about cause and effect. We've already talked about this. We're going to kind of review it. You've already done an IXL on it, so your IXL is going to be a little bit different from cause and effect. Okay, so our job today is to find some causes and then what are the effects of these things happening. And I'm going to give you a couple of hints. I'm going to give you a couple of sentence starters so that you know what to look for in your story when you're looking for these things. Okay, so it says, please read paragraph 6. So you're going to be in your volcanoes story. Okay, read paragraph 6. Analyze the cause and effect text structure to understand what role heat and pressure play in a volcanic eruption. Wow, excuse me. In a volcanic. All right, Miss Guy, get your words together. Analyze the cause and effect text structure to understand what role heat and pressure play in a volcanic eruption. All right, so your IXL doesn't have to do with cause and effect, but it has to do with text structure. Okay, how has the author designed their text for you to understand it? A lot of times it's cause and effect, just like what you're going to read today. Sometimes it's sequential, which means that you're just reading it in order of events that happen. So you're going to be deciding today on your IXL what text structure the author is using, and you're going to read a little paragraph and then decide. Okay, so here's one that's already done for you. The cause. Okay, one of the causes in paragraph 6 is the heat and pressure inside the earth are great. Okay, that's what's going on. So now what happens as a result of this? Well, solid rock melts and forms liquid magma. Okay, so let's go turn to paragraph 6, page 14, right here. Okay, I'm going to read this to you. And then I'm going to give you a couple of sentence starters here to help you figure out what causes you're looking for, and then you're going to figure out the effects on your own. Okay, so follow along with me as I read. The heat and pressure inside Earth are so great that solid rock is constantly melting and forming liquid magma. Because the liquid magma is lighter than solid rock, the magma rises and the solid rock sinks. Makes sense? Some magma cools as it rises, becoming solid rock and then sinking again. So some magma isn't very hot and it comes to the top, it cools and it hardens, and then boom, it drops back down because it's a rock now. Other magma remains liquid and collects in underground chambers. When the heat and pressure build in these chambers, the magma is pushed through the cracks in Earth's surface. The result is a volcanic eruption. Magma that has erupted through cracks in Earth's crust is called lava. Here's a little graphic too. You can look at this. So here's the lava and the ash, gas, and steam when it erupts. And the cone shape of the volcano is the result of past eruptions that have pushed rock up into this form. So as it has erupted over the years, it's gotten smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until now it's got this cone shape. Hot melted rock called magma rises from the magma chamber. I'm guessing the magma chamber is kind of down in this area, making tubes called pipes along the way. I'm guessing these are kind of like the little tubes. Some magma goes straight up the volcano, so just like this, and out the top. Boom. Some magma escapes through the side vents in the volcano. I'm guessing that's these guys escaping through the side. Okay. All right. So now using this paragraph, you are going to find some cause and effect relationships. I'm going to give you a couple sentence starters so that you know what you're looking for, but then you're going to do the rest of this part on your own. Okay. So the first cause that you are going to look for is liquid, and you should be write this down. Liquid magma is lighter, as in like weight, not as in like color, is lighter than rock. So now you're going to go back, when I set you loose, you're going to go back into this paragraph 6. You're going to go find this cause and you're going to read close to it, kind of almost like context clues, and you're going to go find what is the effect of liquid magma being lighter than rock. What's happening now because of this, okay? The next cause you're going to look for is heat and pressure build in the chambers. heat and pressure build in the chambers, period. Okay? So then you're going to go find this sentence, and you're going to tell me now, what is the effect of this happening? Okay? Now, finally, you're going to tell me 2 roles of heat and pressure. What is the role of heat and pressure in all of this? In a volcanic eruption, what role does heat and pressure play? So I'm going to give you a sentence starter in both of these, and then you need to finish the answer, okay? So here's the first part. Heat and pressure melt. Okay, now I'm going to leave some blanks for you, and I want you to fill them in. Heat and pressure melt what into what? Okay. Heat and pressure melt what into what? Now this is going to be 2 words. I should have put 2 blanks. Okay. So you can fit 2 words on this one blank. Okay, so heat and pressure melt what into what? In the, and it's going to tell you where this is happening, what location, in the what mantle. There's a specific name for it. Okay. So write all this down, put these little blanks in here, and then your job is to fill in these blanks. I'll give you this last one too. Heat and pressure push the what out of the what? It's 2 words, so I'll put 2 blanks here for you. Out of the what? Through something in Earth's surface. Okay? All right. So if I wrote too fast for you, pause the video, get this written down. But now here's what you're going to do on your own. You're going to go into paragraph 6. You're going to find this sentence, and you're going to tell me, what is the effect of liquid magma being lighter than rock? What happens now? Then you're going to find this sentence, heat and pressure build in the chambers. So what happens because all of this heat and pressure is building? Now, finally, what is the role of heat and pressure in a volcanic eruption? I gave you the answer, but I left a couple things out. So it's your job to go back into paragraph 6 and find the blanks here. Okay? So go ahead, pause the video, go find these answers. Then you can start the video again and you can check your answers with me. Work with integrity, please. I don't want you to just pause the video and then just turn it right back on and just get the answers from me. That's not doing you any good. Go back in, find the answers, and then come back and check your answers. Alrighty. So you should have now paused the video, gone back and read in paragraph 6, filled out the effects now, and filled out the blanks in the roles that heat and pressure play. So again, your answers don't have to be exactly like mine, but as long as they're similar, then you're fine, okay? So liquid magma is lighter than rock. That's what's happening. That's the cause. So now what is happening now because of it? The liquid magma rises and some of it collects in underground chambers. As long as you had something similar to that, you're good. If not, erase yours, pause the video, and write what I have down. Heat and pressure build in the chambers. That's the cause. What's the effect? As a result, magma gets pushed through the cracks, causing a volcanic eruption. Okay? And then finally, what role does heat and pressure play in this volcanic eruption, in this process of Earth? Heat and pressure melt solid rock, that's what you should have had in the first blank, into magma in the lower mantle. And then the other one is heat and pressure push the magma out of the magma chambers through cracks in Earth's surface. How'd you do? Did you get them right? Did you get them wrong? Do you have to pause it and go back? If you get them wrong, it's not a big deal, just as long as you take the time to just pause the video and put the correct answers in. What? We got issues today. My hair is all over the place and in my face. Get out of my face. Don't know what's happening. Okay, there we go. Make sure you have the correct answers. Let's go into, nope, I lied. I have to tell you your assignment first. Mrs. Sky, get it together. Sticky note, here we go. Boom, boom. Assignment is IXL D5. IXL reading. Homework. Wow, that's really sloppy handwriting. I'm sorry. All right. IXL D5, is that what I said? D5 to 80. What you're doing is you're going to be identifying text structures. You're going to read a little paragraph, and then there's going to be a couple options, and you have to tell me how did the author organize this information? Okay, so I'll do a couple with you. So it's going to look like this, D5. You're going to read this text, and then you're going to tell me, is this like a compare and contrast, or is this a sequential? So there's a couple different text structures. We have this cause and effect text structure that we just went through. Something happens, so as a result, what is the outcome? You have what's called a compare and contrast, which means they're talking about two different things, and they're comparing them, how are they alike, and contrasting them, how are they different. And then you have something called sequential, which means they're just telling you how to do something, or they're maybe just telling you about something in order. Okay, so let's read this paragraph and let's decide, are they doing a compare and contrast, or are they doing a sequential text structure? Millipedes and centipedes are not the same. All right, so right away, I'm noticing this first sentence. The very first sentence in a paragraph is usually called your topic sentence, which tells the reader what's coming. So right away, I'm noticing millipedes and centipedes are not the same. I'm noticing that they're probably going to compare two different things and tell me how they're the same and how they're different. So right away, I'm automatically going to lean towards compare and contrast, but I am not going to check that box until I have read everything. Okay? Yes, they're both long, worm-like bugs. All right, so now they're telling me how they're the same. They have many legs and bodies with many sections or segments. They're still telling me how they're the same. But, as soon as you see the word but, don't laugh. Not B-U-T-T, B-U-T. This is now telling me something different is going to come. Like now they're going to contrast them. Now they're going to tell me the differences of them. Yeah, they're the same, but, now read this. There are important differences. Here we go. We're contrasting now between these two creatures. Centipedes have 2 legs per body segment. Millipedes instead have 4 legs per segment on most of their bodies. Blech, gross. I hate millipedes and centipedes. They're so squirmy and there's so many legs. I don't mind snakes. I don't mind worms. I can do that. But when I see legs, that's when I have an issue. I just don't like spiders. I don't like insects or bugs because of all the legs. No, thank you. Gross, gross, gross. Gross. Okay. Millipedes, I'm right here. Millipedes move slowly while centipedes run quickly. The millipede's antennae, if you're talking about one, it's an antenna. If you're talking about 2, they're called antennae. Not antennas, but antennae, like 2 of them. The millipede's antennae are shorter than centipedes. Perhaps most important to remember is that centipedes, unlike millipedes, the centipedes are predators and they can bite. Gross. Gross. All right, so this whole entire paragraph was the author comparing centipedes and millipedes. So this is obviously 1000% compare and contrast. Okay, again, looking at compare and contrast or sequential. All water on Earth is part of a cycle. Okay, now here's my hint. As soon as I see cycle, I know that there's a process. When something is a cycle, there's usually a process that is taking place. They're usually going to tell me something coming in order. Now, right away, I'm leaning towards sequential, but again, I'm going to be a good reader and I'm going to read the whole darn thing before I make that decision. Here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine a drop of water starting in the ocean. Okay? Ocean is pretty big, so a single little drop in the ocean, that's something to think about. The sun then heats the water. Then the water evaporates, rising into the air as water vapor. Water vapor is the gas form of water, kind of like steam. After that, water vapor collects together into clouds in the atmosphere. Next, the water falls from the clouds back to earth as rain or snow. Finally, the water flows through the streams and rivers back into the sea, and then the cycle continues. So I'm noticing a lot of key words that are telling me that they're telling me something in order. So I'm seeing the word then, I'm seeing the word after that, I'm seeing next, I'm seeing finally. Okay, so those are also keywords that are telling me, they're telling me something in order. They're not comparing and contrasting anything. They're just telling me how the how the water cycle goes. How does it flow? Okay, so this is sequential order. They're telling me from start to finish, how does the water cycle run? Okay, now you're going to get into something called problem and solution. They're going to present a problem to you, and then they're going to give you some ways that maybe the problem can be solved. Okay, a wolf is much smaller than a deer or moose. That means a single wolf could find it difficult to hunt this large prey. However, wolves succeed in hunting larger animals by cooperating. In cooperative hunting, a group or pack of wolves works together. Each member of the pack has a role in the hunt. Some wolves herd the prey animal and keep it from escaping, and others team up to bring the animal down. All the wolves share in the meal. Okay, so is this problem solution or is this compare and contrast? Is there a problem and then they're telling ways that it gets solved? Or are they taking two types of things that are similar and telling us how they're the same and how they're different? It's the first one, problem and solution. What's the problem? Moose are too big for one single wolf to take down. But the solution is that wolves decide to work in packs to take down the moose or the big animal themselves. We're not comparing and contrasting any animals that are similar, like a millipede and a centipede. They're very similar. So we can tell how they're the same, but then also how they're different. Here, they're not making that connection. They're telling us that there's a problem. Moose are really, really big. Wolves need to eat. So how do wolves solve that problem? They hunt in packs. Problem, solution. Okay. Cause and effect. I'm not going to really go over this one. You already know what this one is. We've gone through it. Something is happening as a result. What is going on now? Okay. So I'm going to let you do the rest of these on your own. If you need help with them, let me know. As long as you watch the lesson video, I will always help you, but you have to make sure you're watching the lesson videos first. Catch you guys later. Bye.